wrap. The 74th Cannes Film Festival has come to an end. After their viewing marathon, jury president Spike Lee and his jurors have spoken. So let's take a look at the films and the artists who've picked up the top prizes.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
It's now?
Yes.
Okay. The Palme d'Or, Titane.
A Palme d'Or for the film that stunned the festival. Julia Ducournau's Titane won Cannes' top honor, making Ducournau the second female filmmaker in the festival's history to receive the coveted prize.
And I wanted to thank the jury
de reconnaître avec ce prix
for having recognized through this prize the deep-seated need we have for a more inclusive world, for making this call for greater diversity in our experience of the cinema and in our lives. I thank the jury for letting monsters in.
Titane, starring Vincent Landon and newcomer Agathe Roussel, is a dark and violent sci-fi thriller, a somewhat deranged and hypnotizing rollercoaster of a movie exploring gender, power, violence, and sexuality. The official announcement of the Palme d'Or, traditionally made at the end of the ceremony, was preceded by a few moments of confusion. Director and president of the jury, Spike Lee, jumped the gun by calling the winner a bit too early.
The film that won the Palme d'Or is Titane.
Wait, no!
After the flub, the ceremony continued. Best Director was awarded to Leos Carax for Annette, the fantastical musical that opened the festival, starring Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard as A-list lovers in a doomed romance. The award was accepted by the musical duo Sparks, who wrote the script and music for the film.
Leos is a great film director, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for honoring him in this way.
With 24 films in this year's official selection, a few of the awards were split between two movies. The Grand Prix award went to Ashghar Farhadi for his Iranian drama A Hero, and to Finnish director Juho Kuosmanen's Compartment No. 6, an unlikely railway romance between two strangers. Nadav Lapid's Ahed's Knee, a critique of artistic censorship in Israel, and Api Chapong's drama Memoria, starring Tilda Swinton, shared the jury prize. Renate Reinsve won Best Actress for Joachim Trier's dark romantic comedy The Worst Person in the World, while Caleb Landry-Jones took home the Best Actor prize for his role in Nitram, a disturbing drama based on the true story of a mass killer. Finally, the Best Screenplay was awarded to Ryusuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car, the Japanese director's adaptation of a Murakami short story.
She was just 13 years old when she first stepped out here in Cannes for Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver in 1976. Jodie Foster was back this year as a very special guest, awarded an honorary Palme for her career in cinema. And she wasn't the only star, with a parade of personalities on the red carpet.
At the opening ceremony, the festival kicked off with a top honor for American actress and director Jodie Foster, an honorary Palme d'Or in recognition of her 5 decades in the film industry. Another big name in world cinema walked the red carpet, French actress Catherine Deneuve, this time at Cannes for her starring role in a poignant new film by Emmanuel Bercot, De Son Vivant, or Peaceful in English. It was an emotional return for Deneuve, who suffered a stroke while shooting the film 18 months ago.
I don't think I've ever been moved like this, with the way people greeted the film and greeted me. It has been very moving, yes.
Famous for its red carpet, Cannes was also seeing green this year. The festival had an emphasis on the environment and climate change, selecting 7 films on the subject. Among them, Invisible Demons, about pollution in Delhi, and Bigger Than Us, a film about environmental activists, co-produced by Marion Cotillard. The French city of Marseille was also a star at Cannes this year. It was the setting of 3 films. Bac Nord, about the anti-crime brigade of Marseille, inspired by true events. Bonne Mère about a housekeeper whose son is wrongfully accused of a robbery.
Faut que tu restes solide, j'ai besoin de toi, maman.
Ça va aller, mon fils.
And Stillwater, an American crime drama featuring Matt Damon and French actress Camille Cotin.
The father of the girl, the American student.
Directed by Tom McCarthy, the film tells the story of a Texas father trying to help his daughter, who while studying in Marseille is arrested and charged with murder. It was also a family affair at this year's festival. Actress Tilda Swinton, who stars in the film Memoria, appeared on the red carpet with her daughter, Honor Byrne. 2 days later, it was a father and daughter on the red carpet, Sean and Dylan Penn, there for their film Flag Day. Penn directs and stars alongside his daughter for the first time. In the documentary Jane by Charlotte, Charlotte Gainsbourg explores her relationship with her mother, Jane Birkin, in a film that is both raw and emotional.
Je me sentais très privilégiée d'être dans ta présence. C'était pas pareil que... C'était pas banal. Alors, ça commence bien.
The festival was cancelled in 2020 due to the pandemic, meaning the movie industry was all the more eager to get things back on track this year. We got the chance to sit down with the talents working behind and in front of the camera. Here's our favourite moments.
I declare the 74th edition of the festival open. It's a great pleasure to be back at Cannes Film Festival, a festival that I love so much, particularly with this film, with its director, who I've admired for so long, who in fact made me want to become an actress and to make films. I feel so joyous and lucky.
But Anne has changed me. What I see in her is obvious. What she sees in me, it's a little more puzzling.
I still look at French films as, you know, progressive and theatrical and beautiful and, all things that would just sound like platitudes. But Leos, I think, is one of the greatest directors of all time, and to work with him on this was an instant yes.
Nancy Hollander was the lawyer in real life. In the film, she's played by the American actor Jodie Foster. What was it like to work with her, and did you feel a lot of pressure playing alongside her?
J'étais ravi et en même temps j'étais intimidé quand je l'ai rencontrée parce que c'est une...
I was delighted. At the same time, I was intimidated when I met her. She's an icon and someone who inspired me a lot as I grew up with her.
J'ai grandi avec ses films et ses performances et elle fait partie de ma...
Well, I grew up with her films and performances. She's a part of my film mythology. So yeah, I was a bit intimidated.
I think of the Queen as a submarine. She's a submarine, and she's swimming along there with all of her own personality, her own thoughts, her own fears, her own insecurities, loves, obsessions, all of the things that make her. And then the Queen that we see is like the periscope that comes up and just sort of looks around. And we see the periscope. We don't see the submarine, So I wanted to see be the submarine.
It's like a rumble from the core of the earth. Bang. And then it shrinks.
Regarding the political situation in Thailand, it has been a turbulent few years. Beyond yourself as a filmmaker, how do you see the situation in terms of freedom of expression and civil liberties?
We've witnessed from the past year with the pandemic that people, especially young people, couldn't stand anymore. And there's a rise of discontent and of voices of this youth. And it's the first time in many years that I have hope about the future of the country.
São 7h58 da manhã do dia que eu avistei Argel pela primeira vez. It was not in the movie, but the time I was in Algeria was at the same time where the uprisings for the change of the regime started, in 2019. It's called Iraq, which means the movement in Arabic. So it was really beautiful to see this country that had earned its history, and you feel very much that when you talk to older people, like this is a country that we've earned. This is our place, and this place had been stolen from us, and now it's back in our hands. And at the same time, when you see the new generation, it's been 50 years, and certain things have been mismanaged, other things have been fine, and so I think that there's this sense of they need change, and they need to liberate themselves from this weight, that there is from this such beautiful but bloody past.
The FBI concluded that all 3 bullets struck inside the car.
He was hit by the first and the third. The second shot hit the governor. The third shot tore a large part of the president's head off.
It's an angry film, but it's also a measured film. We did a lot of work on it. We have a 4-hour version. We did a 2-hour version that you saw here at Cannes. It has all the facts we've been able to uncover, and I think that's about as far as we can go, in my lifetime anyway, because it's obviously people are dying, they're dead, and the documents are still there. Those that exist, a lot of them have been redacted and destroyed, as we showed in the film. But still, there's other documents that can be released in the future.
Which never is of land or sea alone, but blooms within the air inside the mind, patterns in motion and action, successions of processionals, moving with majesty of certainty.
I first encountered the music of the Velvet Underground in college. And so this was 1980, a good 10 years after the band had broken up. But it was a time when I, had already been listening to many different kinds of music. Bowie, Roxy music, punk rock, Patti Smith, The Clash, all of which owed their so much to this band.
And the film was written and directed by a woman. As an actor, do you feel a difference when you're on a set where the person in charge is a woman?
No, I don't. I find every director to be different. I don't think that particularly comes into play, unless it does for the director. If the director is a woman and has had those issues in the past and brings them to the set and we discuss it. But no, I didn't find any of that with Mia. We got on with it. And it was the journey of making the film was as interesting as, in its history as the film itself.
That's all for this year's edition, but remember, you can catch up with all of our programmes from Cannes on France24.com. We'll leave you with a taste of the other side of the festival, the ups and downs of what goes on behind the scenes. Otherwise, join us here on Encore for more arts and culture when we're back in Paris.
I'm off to meet Oliver Stone for his new book. Je suis désolée.
Moi, je pense directement, on est actrice.
Ils m'entendent pas, eux.